One more question on COVID. So we know that the rapid test, contracts have gone out, but they've gone to companies that basically procure materials as opposed to companies that are manufacturing the tests. Are you satisfied that there's adequate testing, manufacturing capability in place and going to procure the tests?
Well, let me give you a little bit of an update on kind of a couple of timelines, or updates on timelines, I should say, on where things stand. We're working closely with manufacturing distributors to understand what they can ship and by when, as well as actively working through the timelines for distribution. As you kind of touched on there in your question, there are several components of this. So we want to ensure that there's not only that physical test, but the ability to distribute them, which is what we're working through right now. We expect that the contracts are structured in a way to require that significant amounts are delivered on an aggressive timeline, the first of which should be arriving early next week. We expect to have all contracts awarded over the next 2 weeks, and then Americans will begin being able to order these tests online later this month. We also expect to have details on the website as well as a hotline later this week. So these are all components that we're working through and working to expedite as quickly as possible.
On the hospitalizations, which are now at a record level, is there anything that the federal government can do to augment the capacity of hospitals, which are now having to cancel selective surgeries, I think, in something like more than half of U.S. states? Is that something where DOD could come in with mobile field hospitals, perhaps, to just offer additional capacity?
Well, we actually have deployed a number of resources to surge resources over the course of the last several months. We will continue to do that, and we're working with local health authorities, state leaders, local leaders to determine where there are the greatest needs. But we have deployed a range of resources, many of them through FEMA, to ensure that local communities who have higher surges or needs in different ways, I should say, have resources from the federal government.